There's no point in putting all this time, energy, and money into recruitment efforts to improve representation if people just walk in the door and your company culture is such that they don't feel that they actually belong there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that is at the heart of what it is that we're talking about when we're talking about inclusion, and why inclusion is so important to your diversity and equity efforts.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier on that that inclusion may not be present, even though that's what people are attending to. That they may actually be creating integration. I think that's actually a really important point that we need to really put some time into really talking about, because the difference between inclusion and integration are not really that well known broadly, and they are often considered or sometimes used as synonyms when they totally mean different things. So I think I'll just, to help everybody out, I want to just create or give the definitions of each and what their intended purpose is. So inclusion is the intentional effort designed to accept the differences of people and make a commitment to support their unique needs so that they can truly belong. Creating belonging is the true goal of inclusion, whereas integration is the intentional effort to mix together different types of people and encourage them to coexist. Efforts are often made to help them interact, but usually it's only enough to create familiarity and avoid conflict. It's like the visible coexistence of the different people is really the true goal with integration. Now, just so you know, people know, we actually released a video on our YouTube channel, Solutions Explained by Roman 3, that is a little animated video that's called the key difference between inclusion and integration, and it gets into that a little bit more detail, and it's a great summary of the whole concept. But I really think that that mistake of using them as synonyms might actually be a part of the core problem that a lot of people are making when they think they have inclusion, but what they merely have is the coexistence of integration.
Well, and it's not a surprise to me that we confuse the two, because we've been taught to confuse the two. Um, well, I mean, I've talked about my background and my experiences before, and when I was, years ago, when I was doing my human resource management and labor relations degree, I was working in the school system with students with special needs,
Right.
and supporting them in that inclusion environment. And I think the schools are actually part of the problem with why we confuse integration and inclusion, because we have been taught right from our primary education and secondary education that inclusion in that setting is students with special needs being in the same building as the general population, right? So working in that system, I would work with students with behavioral challenges or special and variety of special needs. And we would go into the classroom with them, and support their learning there. But they were integrated into the classroom, but they weren't included. They were doing different material. They were taught how to look like they were a part of the classroom and a part of the process. Or depending on the teacher, the material would be given to the students and they'd be told to go somewhere else to work on it. They were physically in the same building.
Right.
And there is value in that because, without that experience, a lot of the general population students would not have the experience or be exposed to the diversity of experiences that other people go through. But it was not, even though they called it inclusion and they promoted inclusion, what they created was integration.